Hi guys, James Orr, founder of Decisive Trading. So, trading triggers. What are they? One of the most important things that a retail trader can identify, and one of the least common things that I see retail traders identifying and using to help them become consistently profitable. So, what are trading triggers? They're the things that cause you to do all of the stupid shit that makes you lose all of your month's progress, or even worse, it's the stuff that causes you to blow up your account. They are trading triggers. Every one of us has them, but only a very small portion of traders work on identifying what they are and then come up with ways to combat them and stop them destroying your trading results. Now, when you're trading, it's very easy when you're winning. Okay, this sounds obvious, but not a lot of people really take it into consideration. When you're winning trades, it's very, very easy. You get into your trades, you smash to your profit target, you close out the trade, and that's you done. Yeah, really, really easy. Now, the main focus goes on identifying how to get into those trades and how to take those trades, which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, if you don't know how to do that, you're not going to become a consistently profitable trader. So if you don't even have a trading plan, first of all, that's what you need to start on. You need to figure out what you're supposed to be doing in the markets, because if you don't, all that's going to happen is you're going to lose over and over and over again. But for a lot of retail traders, they have their trading plan. They know exactly what they should be doing. And when they're winning, that's exactly what they do. But things happen, usually once a month, maybe once a week, maybe once every few months. The trading account is building nicely. In your head, you start to think, yeah, okay, I've got this, I'm going to do really well this time. And then all of a sudden, it plummets. Usually in a day or a couple of days. Everything just goes to hell and you lose all of the progress you have been making. And why does that happen? It's because of your trading triggers. I see them all the time from retail traders. I have trading triggers. Everybody has them. I got an email recently from a guy who was telling me that he's doing very well with his trading, but every now and again he blows up his account. So he knows what he's doing, he knows what he should be doing, but every now and again the damage comes in and it's like a proper axe swing and it just takes down the whole tree. Your trading triggers, how do you identify them and what can they be? Well, the easiest way for me to explain it is to tell you what mine are. My trading triggers, my weaknesses. A trading educator who admits to having weaknesses. I can't believe it. We all have weaknesses. We all have things that make us do stupid shit and lose lots of money. My trading triggers are when I have 2 losses in a row. Actually, that's not fair. It's actually 2 losses in one day. It can be 2 losses in a row or 2 losses in one day. After I have those 2 losses, I start to make mistakes because I start to get frustrated. I start to get annoyed at the markets. I start to want to make that money back. And I noticed over time, by identifying the trading triggers, that the damage that was happening to my trading account was coming after the 2 losses. I'd be trading fine. I'd have a loss. I'd be okay. I'd be a little bit annoyed. I'd sit back down. I'd have another loss. Or maybe I'd start the day with a loss, then I'd have a win, then I'd have a loss. Or maybe just 2 losses off the bat. As soon as that happened, my trading performance plummeted. And when your trading performance plummets, your trading account starts to plummet because you're sitting in front of the computer. You're holding that mouse. You're annoyed. You want to make the money back. So you start clicking into stupid trades. When I identified what was causing the damage, because I had a trading plan, I knew what I had to do. I could see the results that it was giving me. But once I had the triggers, that's when I could start to properly implement the trading plan. Because what was happening until then is I was going through this sort of yo-yo motion. Everything was going perfect, and then it would all snap back, all at once. And it's because of my emotions. It's because I was making mistakes. Once I started to realize that my weakness was after 2 losses, well, first of all, when I have 1 loss, I have to get up from the computer, I have to go and take a walk. I don't mean I need to go and walk outside. I mean around the house. I'll go and make a coffee. As I'm making the coffee, I'll look out the window and I'll scream and I'll shout and I'll say, how did that happen? How did I have a loss? Such a stupid trade. Not really. I come back to the computer. If I have a second loss, so now I'm down by 2% in a day maybe, that's it. The computer gets turned off. Sometimes, if that second trade was a poor trade, I'll turn the computer off and I won't trade the next day. Because the most important thing to me is to stop that yo-yo effect, to stop the snap when all the losses start to come. And it's a lot easier to deal with 2 losses than 10, 15, 20 losses, all coming within an hour, 2 hours. It's a lot easier to still have that profit for the month and then get back to your computer and start chipping away and building it back up again, than having to dig yourself out of this enormous hole that you've got yourself into. So your trading triggers, hugely important as a retail trader. You may not even know what your triggers are. If you do, let me know what they are. Everyone is different. Maybe you are in a trade and it hits your profit target, but you decide, you know what, this is looking really good. I'm just going to hold on to it. And then one of them turns around, comes back, takes you out for a loss. You get frustrated. Things start to happen. This part of your mind that you don't even know what it is takes over, and you start making all these mistakes and you start losing all this money. If you have a trading plan, and it's a good trading plan, the problem is then back to you. You're doing something that you need to identify and you need to correct. A very high portion of the time, it's trading triggers. It's the things that make you do stupid shit and lose lots of money. You have to identify them if you want to become a successful trader. How do you do it? Just look at your results. Or if you have one of those periods where you really damage your account, don't just ignore it. Don't just turn off your computer and go away for the day and then come back the next day and say, okay, I'm not going to do that again. It's never going to happen again, I promise. And then you trade for a little while, the yo-yo goes down, you're making the money, and then it snaps back. And you do it again. You have to address the mistakes. Just look at what you've done. Okay, I had a really bad day. I took 7 losses. When did it start falling apart? What had I done? Once you can identify what you are doing to cause those mistakes, you can then build things into your trading plan that will stop it from happening again, like what I do. It's ridiculous. It's not this big thing that I have to do. I don't have to have all these programs on my computer that, shut down or flash warnings at me. I know after a loss, I take a walk. I make a coffee. I know after 2 losses, I don't trade again for the day. Sometimes I won't trade the next day. And then all you have to do is follow it. And what it also does is it makes me more selective, because after I've had 1 loss, I know that if I take another trade and it's a loss, it's going to be at least a day before I can start working back at the markets to make that money back. Maybe it's going to be 2 days. So it makes me much more selective. I've had a loss. Now the next trade, if it's not a good one, I'm going to have to stop. If I have another loss today, I'm going to have to stop. So I become very selective. And I only look for the very highest probability trades. And that stops the trigger coming in. Most of the time, you can't, sometimes I have 2 losses in a row. It's impossible to avoid that. But what I can avoid is how I react to those losses. So guys, find your trading triggers. Maybe you already know them. If you already know them, build ways to stop them from taking over you and causing so much damage to your trading account. If you want to start progressing, you have to be honest with yourself and you have to face your weaknesses. Yeah, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. We all have areas that need improvement and need safety nets built around them, especially when we're trading. Okay guys, as always, I hope that was helpful. I hope you all have a good trading week with no triggers. I'm James Orr, and thank you.